Heroin is a powerful and highly addictive illegal drug. It has been widely used in the West for decades and for hundreds of years in Asia. During this time, it has destroyed the lives of millions of people. Recently, heroin has come to Seychelles and has begun to affect the lives of many young people. Despite the fact that heroin is made from a natural source, the poppy plant, there is very little natural about the heroin available in Seychelles. In order to make money, the people who sell heroin in Seychelles mix it with other white powders. Many of these are very dangerous, for example, bleach, ground glass, and chlorine. People who use heroin in Seychelles are often not aware of this. The aim of this film is to provide accurate information about heroin and about the dangers it poses to our small island community.
I am Antoine Dupuy. I am the director of the Centre Royal, which is the Drug and Alcohol Rehabilitation Center. I believe the current drug problem in the country is serious, and it needs to be addressed in a very systematic way, in such a way that we can get some real action done.
I am Assistant Superintendent Philip Simeon from the Police of Seychelles. My section or unit, as you may call it, is ADAMS, which is an abbreviation of Anti-Drugs and Marine Squad. I may say it is, as everybody knows, it is a new stuff on the island, and youngsters are easily attracted by it. Sometimes you will find even youngsters that visit places in districts where they know that drugs are sold, and this is where they buy their drugs.
My name is Marianette Ernesta. I'm the Assistant Director at CARE, responsible for program development. CARE, the name CARE stands for Campaign for Awareness, Resilience and Education Against Substance Abuse. It is a non-governmental organization doing substance abuse prevention in the country for the last 10 years. There's definitely been a sharp rise, we would say, in the number of young people using heroin in the country.
My name is Benjamin Bell. I work at the Drug and Alcohol Council. There's been a great rise in number of young people using heroin. And in fact, it's so serious that we need to build another rehabilitation center. We're thinking of asking the government to help us out with another one at L'Ognol, and this one specifically for young people.
My name is Robert Aweng. I am presently the director of the non-government organization called CARE, responsible to do prevention work in the Seychelles regarding substance abuse. We give a lot of information to people, especially to young people. We give them knowledge about different kinds of drugs. We try to impress upon the young people the importance of becoming strong as you grow up in terms of your character. Now, your character is very important because it will lead to your personality, which defines to a very great extent who you will become, who you are in your life. And what we try to tell our young people is that it is very important to develop virtues in your life. Whether these virtues be things like the ability to study hard if you're a student, the ability to be a good friend if you have friends, the ability to be a good child with your parents, and things like that, to build their virtues, their stock of virtues, because the virtues will eventually give them their life values.
When using those what you call heroin, sometimes there are too many powdery substances added to the heroin. We do not know for sure what their chemical base are. We do not know if it is safe for that such chemical base to be heated, what reaction it will provide. And this is the danger where it can harm the lung of those people using that powdery substance that they are normally called heroin, because it is not purely heroin. Pure heroin is not really available on this part of this world. You will have a few grams of heroin, but it is added with other powdery additives, which is where the danger lies, because you don't know what type of additive that powdery substance are.
The advice that I give is, if somebody offers you heroin, run. I always tell them that. If anybody gives you any kind of powder, run. Because you don't know what kind of a monster you're going to deal with for the rest of your life. The advice is, if you're not on any kind of a drug, don't start. Because a lot of kids have been fooled in Seychelles. They have been introduced into heroin use through their favorite drug, which is marijuana or hashish. Initially, the drug traffickers have been mixing heroin, the powder, with cannabis, hashish, marijuana. So a lot of our kids have been fooled. That's why we have on one poster we say, don't let you be fooled, because a lot of them have been hooked onto something that they didn't know they were using.
Heroin is a very dangerous drug for many reasons. One of the most obvious reasons is the psychological dependence it creates in people. Once people have gotten used to heroin, there's a very, very strong mental craving, psychological craving, and they just cannot mentally go without thinking about the need to have the next fix of heroin. Your personality structure is distorted, and then you start becoming demotivated in your life. You do not want to do much with yourself except think about your next fix of heroin, how you're going to get your next fix of heroin.
I think to deal with the issue of drugs, we cannot isolate drugs as a particular topic in itself. I think we need to look at the broader picture. I think we need to address a lot of social issues in the country, be it from education right down to parenting. I believe for one thing is that what we've picked up in terms of the young people, they're not resilient enough. They don't know how to deal with their emotions. I think we need to teach people that emotion is something that we all have, that we all need to go through, but I think we need to teach them how to deal with their emotions. I think also there is a need for understanding of each and every person's role, a father's role towards his children, the parents' roles, the mother's role, the roles of the father towards the children, the role of the husband towards the wife, and all these things need to come together. One of the things that we know here in Seychelles, so one of the attitudes that we have, is that people are very lax and they not easily take on responsibilities. I think especially in terms of the youth, I think we as adults, we need to instill a sense of responsibility in the youth. It is not a question that, it is not something that the youth can learn on themselves. We need to live the values, we need to give examples, we need to give direction. We need to be true role models in terms of our own individual responsibility.
My name is Dr. Malolo. I am a psychiatrist and I'm in charge of the psychiatric unit at Victoria Hospital. Well, as a doctor, as a mother, it's hard seeing very young people coming here. My advice, if they have not tried it, please do not try. The withdrawal symptoms, the withdrawal phase is very hard. Seeing them talking to themselves, getting agitated, behaving as if they can hear voices calling them, So it's painful to see them going to withdrawal, especially here where they go, like I said, through the cold turkey way. And another thing that I found that the losses, to keep up the habits, you have to have money, and many of them end up stealing from their families. So they end up not trusting them. Okay, so they lost their family, they lost their wife, they lost their kids. And even when you want to stop, nobody believes you anymore. And I have cases of even attempted suicide, and even a young man who committed suicide.
I will ask the young to think twice before using that, because once you have it, you will have to remain on it, because heroin comes to stay in your life, not to walk out. And you will be the slave of heroin.
If you have a goal in life, you want to achieve some things, okay, drugs do not need to be part of it. And that's basically the message.
One day, you may be offered heroin. If this happens, we suggest you say no. Why? Because once you're hooked, it's very difficult to get clean again. You become a slave to heroin. Because addiction is expensive and dangerous. You could lose everything, including your life. Because heroin can destroy not only the person using it, but their family as well. Because life is a wonderful but fragile gift. Protect it. Protect yourself. Say no. Dis non.